Welcome back to another episode of DualAirsoft, YouTube channel bringing you airsoft gun video reviews, one-on-one videos, and soon to be much more. Today I'm going to be bringing you a 101 series video. Before I get into this one, I'm going to go over a couple things. I know that videos have not been getting uploaded in a timely manner simply because I just can't get them uploaded in time, because the computer that's here is used constantly, and which leaves me very little time, especially with such long upload timings. Another thing I want to go over real quick is the fact that I'm using my iPod Touch now, which means that I will be getting videos uploaded more frequently at a little bit of a cost, and by a little bit of a cost I mean lower resolution, as far as I know. One more thing, I'm going to give you the usual reminder of play safely and play responsibly. We'll take your airsoft guns out into public, keep your orange tips on them if you're in an urban area, and keep them on whenever you go into public areas, just for safety purposes. I mean, you could be a rebel and don't do it, but that's up to you. Don't point these airsoft guns at cops. This will get you killed, or in the very least, severely hurt. Now that that's over with, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the video. Let's start with the BBs. They're all about the BBs in this episode. Most people take into consideration of their airsoft gun qualities, which is good, don't get me wrong about that, but some of them really don't pay attention to the BBs. I'm going to go over the three most common types of BBs that you're going to find. .12 gram, as I already have. .25, or not .25, but .20, my mistake. Now .25. I'm going to start with the lightest weight BB, the .12. Now, .12s are just bad in general, mainly for airsoft guns like this. And by this I mean Tokyo Marui MP5K, Echo 1 G36C, or Jing Gong airsoft guns, SEMA, ICS, you know, actual airsoft guns, not Walmart guns and stuff like that. Mainly due to their high velocities. With .12s, they just don't have enough weight to stand up to the high velocities that these airsoft guns put out. The only real use for .12 gram BBs is for airsoft guns that shoot under 200 FPS, such as your Walmart guns and just low quality airsoft guns in general. And even then, I would still use .20s, and it would just depend on how low the FPS was. If it was shooting under 100 for whatever reason, I'd use .12s with it. These are also good for making grenades with if you don't want to waste your high quality BBs on just making grenades. Another problem with .12s is most of the time they're going to be seamed. I will go over the seamed BBs here in a little bit, and it's going to be kind of hard to show you when the camera's not going to really be able to pick it up, at least not to my knowledge. But overall, these BBs can actually damage your airsoft gun. Like I said, due to the high velocities, they will break in your barrel, they will cause your barrel to jam, and they may even get into your gearbox. Not that not if you have a very well built and high quality airsoft gun that would do that, but it can happen, and shards of it can get in there. So, stay away from these BBs if you have a Tokyo Marui or an Echo 1, ICS, any other high quality brands. Stay away from these. Next BB I have up for you is the .20 gram BB. Most of your .20 gram BBs are going to be of very good quality. Now there's some out there that are not good quality, and everybody wants to hate on Crossman for their low quality airsoft guns. Well, Crossman makes a pretty good BB. I'm not going to lie to you, I use Crossman BBs. mainly because that's all we got around here, and I don't order my BBs online. With .20 gram BBs, most of them are going to be seamless. This is I'm going to explain to you what seamed and seamless BBs are. With seamed BBs, such as the other ones, the .12s, they take two halves and they put them together. And the only real way that you'll be able to tell is if you take a really good close look at them, you'll see a line in the center. That's where they're seamed, making these more liable to break. With a seamless BB, it's a whole BB. There's no air pocket in the middle. It is a full BB, which means less likely to break, and actually won't break unless you have some insane monster FPS or something. Then yeah, it may break. But overall, if you're gonna go with BBs, better make sure that you get seamless, not seamed. And it'll tell you on there. 20 grams is going to be the minimum weight that you're going to want to go with, because they have just enough weight to them to not cause them to break, but they're going to go fly farther, and they will actually fly farther than a .12 gram will, because since the .12 gram is going up with a high velocity, it's not going to be able to go. And it's really kind of hard for me to explain, since I don't really know how that happens, I guess because it's irregardless. With .20s, you will actually get your range, and without the wind, you'll be pretty accurate. Now, if you have wind out there, then it's going to throw your BB off. I don't care what kind of BB you have. If you have some high weight, like .40 or something for sniper rifles, then that's one thing. But wind is always going to blow your BB off, especially with .20 grams. Which is why there's the .25 gram, the one I personally prefer to use .25. Someone came up to me and said, hey, you want .20 gram or .25 gram? I tell them .25 gram. Simply because with .25 gram, they offset the wind. And compared to a .20, you may lose a little bit of range, but your BB is going to be more accurate. It's going to be actually dead on accurate. Now, the farther you get out there, that may not be the case, but hey, for close quarters combat, it does pretty good. These particular brand of King Arms BBs are seamless and they are polished. That's pretty high quality BB, and this is the first ever bag of King Arms BBs I've ever had. I usually get Crossman BBs, and I have to say I'm very, very impressed with them. These are BBs that I prefer to only use in games, simply because I'm not really able to get these at my local Walmart and local places. But 25s for Crossman, you find them everywhere. Really, this is your weight for 25s is going to be for your higher velocity airsoft guns. Because the higher FPS you go and the lower weight you have with BBs, you're just not going to be able to handle it. Like if you have a 500 FPS, whatever you want 500 FPS for, I don't know, you don't need it, and you're using a .20, it's not going to be very accurate. That's whenever your .25 grams are actually going to come into play. They will be able to, the heavier weight will actually work better with them. Now your FPS may drop a little bit whenever you use .25s, but FPS is not everything. As much as people want to go, oh, FPS is everything and all that, well, one, they don't know what they're talking about, and two, it's wrong. You know, Tokyo Marui makes airsoft guns with low FPS, and they blow other airsoft guns out of the water. I don't care what you say, Tokyo Marui is the best airsoft company out there. And that's going on to a different one. That's a whole different thing. This is going back to the BB. In summary, .12 grams are going to be better for under 200 FPS, although I still wouldn't use them personally. .20s are going to be the minimum BB weight you want to go with, and .25 is just for those who want a dead-on accuracy. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you want. Let me know if these videos are going to be helpful, if they're helpful. If you have any recommendations for the 101 series and what you want to know, or anything that I can help you out with, leave a comment, send us an email. But until then, it's DualAirsoft, and we are signing off.